ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. ನನ್ನ ಹೆಸರು ನಿವೇದನಾ ಪ್ರಭು. ನೀವು ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ ನ್ಯೂಸ್ at 7. ಇವತ್ತು ನಾವು ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ರಾಜ್ಯೋತ್ಸವ ದಿನ ಕನ್ನಡ ಭಾಷೆಯನ್ನು ಕೇಂದ್ರೀಯ ಪರೀಕ್ಷೆಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಉಪಯೋಗ ಮಾಡುವ ಚೀಫ್ ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಸಿದ್ದರಾಮಯ್ಯ ಅವರ ಪ್ರಸ್ತಾಪದ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಚರ್ಚೆ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೇವೆ. Well, I'm pretty sure most of you did not make sense of what I said, unless you're familiar with Kannada. And that is exactly what the Chief Minister of Karnataka is batting for. Now, during the 68th Karnataka Rajyothsava event, Chief Minister Siddaramaiah made a compelling case for including Kannada as a medium of language alongside Hindi and English in competitive exams. Now, he emphasized that the prevalence of English as the medium of instruction in private schools has created a misconception that only English-educated students secure good jobs. Now, the Chief Minister announced his intention to write a letter to the centre and the Prime Minister, urging them to conduct competitive exams for central government jobs in Kannada. Now, he also highlighted the state's proud tradition of producing distinguished scientists educated in Kannada. Listen in.
ಕೇಂದ್ರ ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಇವತ್ತು ಕೂಡ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದಲ್ಲಿ ಹಿಂದಿ ಮತ್ತು ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಪರೀಕ್ಷೆಗಳನ್ನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ನಾವು ಅದನ್ನು ವಿರೋಧ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗ್ತದೆ. ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಹಿಂದಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಪರೀಕ್ಷೆಗಳನ್ನು ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. ನಮ್ಮ ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೆ ಯಾವ ಭಾಷೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿರ್ತದೆ ಆ ಭಾಷೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಪರೀಕ್ಷೆಗಳನ್ನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ನಾನು ಮತ್ತೆ ಅದನ್ನು ಪರಿಶೀಲನೆ ಮಾಡಿ ಕೇಂದ್ರ ಸರ್ಕಾರಕ್ಕೆ ಪತ್ರವನ್ನು ಬರೀತೇನೆ ಪ್ರಧಾನಮಂತ್ರಿಗಳಿಗೆ ಅಂತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಮಾತುಗಳನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ಈ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಬಯಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ.
Support for this idea came from Congress MLA Rizwan Arshad, who stressed the fairness of allowing candidates to take exams in their familiar language, Kannada, rather than English or Hindi.
The recruitment examinations conducted by the central government are compulsorily being conducted in English and Hindi, whereas 60% of children in Karnataka are studying in Kannada. How is it a fair selection when the children who know Kannada have to write examination in English and Hindi compulsorily? So the CM has assured that he will again write to the central government and demand that the central government conduct recruitment examinations in the language which the children know, and that is Kannada in Karnataka.
Now, this proposal isn't new. In fact, in 2017, the Kannada Development Authority suggested that candidates should have the option to choose question papers in any constitution-listed language for recruitment in central, semi-government or public sector roles. However, a noteworthy point emerged in 2020 when, under the previous BJP-led government, the state introduced the option of engineering courses in Kannada in response to the national education policy. Surprisingly, not a single student opted for Kannada medium courses. While the ongoing debate about using regional languages in competitive exams persists, it's clear that the issue has multiple facets. Now, the opposition argues that the current government should prioritize other pressing matters. Listen in.
Already the government of India has allowed most of the recruitment to happen in the mother tongue language. They have given them opportunity to write the exam in mother tongue. It has continued. Earlier when Congress government was there, UPA government was there, nothing of this kind has happened. Now they are trying to get Gnan. They are trying, now suddenly all of a sudden they have become responsible. This kind of politically motivated, Mr. Siddaramaiah, always you are politically motivated. All your intentions is all the time is politically motivated. You should explain what was that IT raid, whose money was that? Can you explain whose money was that? Mr. Siddaramaiah, you should answer to this question.
But here is something else we would also like to tell you. In 2020, the Supreme Court made significant observations regarding the choice of medium of instruction education, specifically focusing on whether it should be in English or vernacular languages. Now, the court stressed that a strong foundation for children's learning is established when the medium of instruction is their mother tongue. It also highlighted that studies have consistently shown that students tend to reach their maximum learning potential when they're taught in their mother tongue. Furthermore, the court underscored that this practice is prevalent in most developed countries, in contrast to India, where the medium of instruction frequently relies on foreign languages. Now, with this important conversation now back in the spotlight, the question arises, is implementing this change more challenging in practice than it may seem in theory? Well, to delve deeper into this question, I will be going across to all my guests who have joined me this evening. Let me take that opportunity to introduce them. GS Prashant, BJP spokesperson, Sathya Prakash, Congress spokesperson, and Gurumurthy Kasinathan, academician and director, IT for Change. Namaskara, good evening. Thank you very much for taking the time out and joining us here this evening. Let me begin by asking Gurumurthy this. What do you think of this move?
I think that it is a fair and just move because children should be able to write exams in the language that they are comfortable in. And just because my medium of instruction has been Kannada all along, I should not be prevented from writing competitive exams because they are only in English and in Hindi. I think it's just fair and just that in all the major languages that are spoken in India, not just in Kannada, but in various other languages too, competitive exams must be offered. And I think it's an extremely important requirement, and I'm fully in agreement with what the Chief Minister has said today.
Okay, Gurumurthy, as you make those opening remarks, let me go across to GS Prashant. Prashant, what exactly does the BJP find a problem with this as far as this is concerned? Because ultimately, like what we've even spoken about, we'll run that graphics once again about what the Supreme Court did state in 2020 as well, as far as the potential also for such students to be reaching their maximum potentials, of course, according to most studies, that is.
Nivedhana, firstly, I would take this opportunity to wish all the people of Karnataka across the globe Kannada Rajyothsava Shubhashayagalu. Now, coming to the politically motivated statement of the Chief Minister, it's a diversionary tactic by this Congress government here to take away the people's minds from the transfer scam, the power shortage, and the IT rates which unearthed 45 crores of cash being found in a contractor linked to Congress. And you have drought, they have not declared compensation, and there is internal tussle, corruption, which their own Congress leaders are accusing the Chief Minister and DCM of, to divert people's attention from all these things. He is making this ploy. Now, let me bring it on record as to what is a medium of instruction and how it has to be done. There is now, you have the 2023 notification by the Ministry of Home Affairs, and the MOS personnel Jitendra Singh also brought it on record to say staff selection exam now is happening in 15 languages, including English and Hindi. And you have the CAPF constable exams happening in 15 languages. And you have the RRB, Regional Rural Bank examinations from 2019 itself, which are happening in all languages. And also, now, the present TMC leader, Mamata Banerjee, who was then part of the UPA, in one of the iftar parties she hosted in 2009, was on record to say that in railways they are allowing, exams in regional languages, including Urdu. So, which means for most examinations is happening, and now the JET and AICC exams are also conducted in more than 12 languages. And now we are in the state wherein wanting to have curriculum of engineering courses being translated into regional languages. And you yourself showed a statistic that only one student opted for Kannada course in the civil engineering and then he opted out. Therefore, it will take time. So therefore, it is completely wrong on the Congress government part to say the PM is not doing anything or we are promoting Hindi and English. Definitely not. The emphasis has always been in learning in the mother tongue, which is what the NEP also brings out. And therefore, this politically motivated statement of Siddaramaiah is only to divert the attention of the people, because as Kannadigas, we all have our pride, we take pride in our language and we respect it. At the same time, we have proven to be leaders across the globe, and in whichever field they've chosen. So therefore, at no point in time, a Kannadiga or a Kannada student will be left behind, and efforts are being made to ensure that the medium of instruction is available in regional languages. So therefore, this particular move by the Congress to say that
Okay,
Modi is
Prashant,
not
I have
doing
to
anything or
interject you
BJP
there, but
government is not doing
essentially you're
anything.
calling it a diversionary tactic
Definitely, yes.
by the Congress government, and
Yes.
this is a political move is what you're calling it. Okay, let me get Sathya Prakash into that. Sathya Prakash, one aspect of course being the charge that Prashant has put, but the other aspect that he also pointed out, which we were also telling our viewers, that earlier as well, in 2017, if we were to play that graphics on our screens for our viewers to better understand this, in terms of how when this was introduced in the engineering course, there was only one student who took it up, and then of course, studies going on to prove maybe this is not necessarily easier said than done?
First of all, I would like to congratulate you, Nivedhana, for your channel to bring about the problems that people of Karnataka are facing with respect to competitive exams done by the center. I really appreciate your channel for that. My BJP friend forgets that if all the exams are going to be held or are being held in Kannada, why do you think our Chief Minister is a fool to raise this issue? There are so many exams, including bank exams, which are not done in regional language. It is against cooperative federalism that the constitution, gives to the states. Today, what is India? What is Bharat? Bharat is union of states. That means it includes all the regional states that were formed. I'm just not talking about Karnataka today. And we are talking about Karnataka and Kannada today because it happens to be Rajyothsava day. The day when Karnataka was founded. What we are telling is, why should 60% of the people of Karnataka write the exams in English and Hindi, while their medium of instruction at primary school and PUC level or degree level is Kannada? Now, if number of students who didn't enroll to engineering Kannada medium, that's okay. We are not asking you to change medium of instruction in professional courses to Kannada. What we are telling is give an egalitarian field, an equal field for those coming from the Kannada medium. Today, the English, what happens to North Indians is they can opt either for English or they will write in Hindi, which is their mother tongue. What will happen to people from Karnataka, Andhra, Kerala, Tamil Nadu? Hindi is not their mother tongue. Hindi is not the language in which they are comfortable. Either they have to opt Hindi or they have to opt English. Now, many Kannada medium students are not good in English. That is why Siddaramaiah has said, yes, there are few exams which they have brought in Kannada, no doubt, but are all competitive exams of the central government being done in Kannada? That is exactly what we are telling, and my friend G.S. Prashant is not aware of that. Not all competitive exams done by the central government.
For 70 years.
1 second, please wait here. Why are you in a hurry? Please wait. Okay, I'll finish. I never interfered. No. See, we were in power for 70 years, or majority of those 70 years, but our priorities were different. When we came into power, what was the literacy level? 7%, 6%. That we had to take it to higher level. That was our priority. Make more schools, make more colleges, make more hospitals. But today that job is not there for Mr. Modi. There are enough schools, there are enough colleges. How many universities have you created for the last 10 years? You please ponder upon it. Now what we are asking is, why are you putting people of Karnataka or the students of Karnataka?
Just interjecting you there, essentially what I just wanted to put out there as well in terms of what I was asking you earlier is with the fact, of course, you are talking about how the government has taken this initiative and why you people think that this is important. But like I did state that even when this was introduced in terms of the engineering courses, it didn't seem like the results were that great. So do you think it's easier said than done for the government? What are the challenges? How do you plan to go about this? What is the government doing to even promote the language in terms of them having to take this subject in the particular language that is?
See, once the government has given medium of instruction for professional engineering colleges as Kannada, that we are not asking. If the people of Karnataka have rejected it and they don't want it, they don't want it. But you look at the competitive exams of the central government. If you go to rural and ask, do you want all the bank exams or other competitive exams of the central government to be in Kannada? They will not say, I don't want, I will write in Hindi and English. They will definitely tell, I would like to have it in Kannada. No. Similarly, in engineering colleges, if Kannada is there and they have not opted, so be it. That is the will of the people of Karnataka and we have to respect it. But did people of Karnataka say to Modi that we don't want to write competitive exams in Kannada? No. As you rightly said, the Supreme Court has observed that, people's skill level or, understanding level goes very huge when it comes to writing their exams in their own mother tongue. Assimilation is very easy. You look at France, you look at Italy, you look at Germany,
Right.
you look at Russia. Most of their exams are there done in their language. Why should people of Karnataka have write in Hindi or English? Why can't, in today's world where it is so easy with the technology, why can't Modi do it? During our time, technology was not so improved as it is today. You will see in Google and all, you can easily translate Kannada into English, English into Sanskrit. Look at what has happened to Sanskrit. Do you want Kannada language to die, all the regional languages to die at the expense of, pushing Hindi down the throat of South Indians? This is what exactly we are asking. Give
All right, Sathya
scope for
Prakash,
people
as
of
you make
Kannada,
those
the
points
students.
and sharing with us your perspective, let me interject you there because, in fact, the opposition to
Nivedhana, they're
exams in
diverting.
English and Hindi is not
They're
just bound to
diverting.
Karnataka. Prashant, I'm going to come to you, but let me go to Gurumurthy first. In fact, Gurumurthy, West Bengal right groups also criticized the absence of regional languages in central service entrance exams. It's not essentially just Karnataka or, let's say, a Tamil Nadu, because generally the conversation is about imposition of Hindi in the southern states. So how do you look at that, Gurumurthy?
Yeah, I think there are first of all, I want to say that although the BJP spokesperson criticized the Karnataka Chief Minister on political grounds, but I want to note the positive part of what he said. The BJP government at the center also has been very strongly batting for mother tongue based instruction. The National Education Policy 2020 actually says that initial schooling must be in the language spoken at home. So it is not as if we do not have a political agreement here, whether it's the BJP or the Congress, and certainly the regional parties. All of us agree and all of us understand that if the education is imparted in a language that the child is comfortable in, the child will learn. I mean, just imagine, if even I'm comfortable in English, but supposing as a young child, if I went to a school where the medium of instruction was German or Chinese, I would do very badly. I will do well only if the language spoken in the school is same as language spoken as home. And therefore, what is important to understand is, just like the Congress person said, just because Kannada engineering medium did not take off is no reason to say that competitive exams need not be offered in Kannada, because what is being proposed is only an enabling move. We are not making Kannada compulsory for everybody from Karnataka.
Okay.
People are free to write the exam in Kannada or Hindi or English. Or I'm a Tamilian. Let's say I'm comfortable in Tamil and I want to write the competitive exam in Tamil. I should be allowed to do that even in Karnataka. In today's era, when examination process have become much simpler, again due to technology and various other reasons, there are only administrative reasons why we hold the exams in few languages. When India is a unique country in the whole world in terms of a rich number of languages being spoken across in so many states, I would think that competitive exams would certainly be offered in all the major, 8 scheduled languages to the constitution. Very important point that you made, which I want to highlight, is language is not only a means of communication, language also is a very important vehicle of culture of society. And if Kannada importance is reduced, it is not only Kannada as a medium of instruction, as a mechanism of communication, it's also Kannada literature, the culture of Kannada that will get diminished. And the same applies for Bengali, it applies for Sindhi, it applies for Tamil, it applies for Malayalam. And I think there is absolutely no reason why all the exams can't be offered in all the 8 scheduled languages. The BJP spokesperson rightly said that a lot of progress has been done in making more and more exams available in more and more languages. But I would think what the CM really is saying is, can we make a simple principle that every single central government competitive exam will be offered in all the 8 scheduled languages? And this is not only important from the child's own learning, the pedagogical argument, it is also equally important from a cultural argument that we want multiple cultures of this country to survive. So I think across the political spectrum, whether BJP or Congress were in agreement, we should offer the exams in multiple languages.
Okay, Prashant, would you want to, come in on this with the fact that how, of course, Gurumurthy has essentially, one side of it is, of course, politics, but going on to read as to how it would benefit students as well?
See, Nivedhana, right from our party's initial days, we have always stood for what is known as territorial nationalism, which means we have always given that states or that regions that autonomy to progress. We are unlike, I'm glad that the Congress spokesperson also used the word Bharat. So we have always ensured that the communication always happens in the mother tongue. Circulars are sent out even at, including at the party level. How it happens is, are sent out in the native language. In Karnataka, for example, if you take any BJP press release, first it will be released in Kannada and only a copy of the translated copy in English would go. So therefore, even we are practicing what we are preaching. But if Mr. Siddaramaiah has to do that, how many of his cabinet colleagues can even speak Kannada properly? I don't want to name anybody based on thing, but you take out the list and make them speak 4 sentences continuously without changing the other words into other languages. I'm sure it won't happen. So therefore, it's only a politically motivated statement by Siddaramaiah without any credence, because now Congress cannot come back and say they've realized in the past 9 years that this is important. For 70 years, they were involved in looting and plundering the country and to give it to their masters in Delhi and Italy. Now they're coming back and saying that Modi has not done anything. If you look at the official language policy and
But
how it has
Prashant,
taken
it's
shape in
not
the last
necessarily
20-30
about
years.
Kannada. It's about mother tongue, right? With the fact that we've
Definitely.
also spoken
I'm
about
telling
in
you,
drawing
mother tongue,
perspective is to the medium of instruction in mother tongue.
has
A
always been
language.
there. No, instruction in mother tongue is always there.
Okay.
NEP also stresses on that, and even going forward, even the competitive examinations are happening. So probably as most of the courses are coming into now examinations in other languages, it's a time that in due course that most examinations will be available. It's not that something you can start on a Monday and end on a Friday. It takes time and it is happening. And if the progress done in the last 9 years compared to what Congress did in 70 years before that, it's for people to see. In 9 years, if so much has changed, and how much will change?
So Prashant,
And
are you saying that the
definitely, in
credit
the
for
days
this
to come,
will go to
in
the
near future, it will
BJP
happen.
then?
I can only laugh at it. Yeah, Nivedhana, see what I want to ask is,
Prashant, is that essentially what you're trying to say?
Congress doesn't play politics between India
Satya,
and
I'm
Bharat.
coming to
For
you.
Congress party, India and Bharat both are safe. We
No,
don't
India
differentiate
alliance.
between India and Bharat
India
like what my
alliance.
friend
Satya.
G.S. Prashant does. That is very clear.
No, India alliance. Your Ghamandiya Gathbandhan or India alliance. What is there? No, which is
our
where we
policy,
are.
All right. We're
our
deviating from the
policy is
topic.
we don't differentiate
Satya,
between
Prashant,
India
I'll
and
have to
Bharat
interject you there.
like
We're
you do.
deviating from the topic.
As far as India and Bharat both are same, I'll put last one point. The problem, what will happen if you give regional languages a chance is, rural banks especially, most of the appointees who come from there speak in Hindi or English, which the rural folk don't understand. Now, when you give exams, from the regional language, many regional aspirants get into the banks, get into central services, and it will be, those can be again posted into their home state, and it will be easy for the central government employees to, communicate with the regional people. This is what is more important. Forget about all this politics.
No,
We have to
don't forget,
understand
Sathya
what is
Prakash,
good
this is
for
going to
people of
happen.
Karnataka.
What you have not done for 70 years, we have done in 9 years. So don't divert it.
What have you
Don't
done? You have
divert
done, you
people's
have not
attention
done
from your
anything.
failures of government, your corruption. Don't divert people. People
Okay,
are watching.
Prashant and Satya,
this
I'll have to
language issue,
interject
we
you
can
again with this
definitely do
because
it.
I want to
But
make a
it's
point.
only
Can I
like
make
it
one
should
I
not
would
be
last
appreciate
point?
if both of
They
you.
will show you
diverting
your
people's
place.
attention
Please do
from
not
your
last
over.
point.
of
On
Okay,
last point I
Prashant
want to
and
make. Can I?
Satya, I'll have to
huge
interject
amount
you
of
there.
cash found. Who's going to
I want
answer
to
for
make a
that?
last
Is
point. Can I?
Siddaramaiah answering it?
Prashant and
So,
Satya.
therefore,
One last point.
Prashant, I'm going to give you an opportunity to talk. Do I understand that Gurumurthy would want to come in on this?
One, I wanted to make a simple appeal to both the Bharatiya Janata Party in rule at the center and the Karnataka Congress, which is in rule in Karnataka. I think we are talking about competitive exams at the higher level, but what I think the anchor
Right.
mentioned very correctly some time back, it is by the time we come to the competitive exam at the tertiary education, post-tertiary education level, languages are already dying, and the governments are singularly guilty, whether the Congress or the BJP or the regional parties, all of them are guilty of not investing adequately in school education. So the budgetary spend, whether the last 70 years or the last 9 years, it is not even touch 5% of the GDP. It's a matter of national shame. And I think if you want to protect Kannada, if you want to protect Tamil, you want to protect Bengali, let all the regional parties and the national parties, whichever is ruling the government, let them double the investment in school education. Then the languages will thrive, Kannada will thrive, Bengali will thrive, Tamil will thrive, all the languages will thrive. Children can learn to speak all languages. The problem is the extreme lack of political will in this country to invest in school education. And here all parties are equally guilty. I don't think anybody has done a great job. Maybe Kerala or Tamil Nadu, Himachal, a few states are spending reasonably well in education. But I think for the rest of the country, it's a matter of shame.
Okay.
Let us invest in school education. Debates like this will become redundant because children will be good in all the languages. They will choose to write the competitive exam in many languages, need not be one or two. But that is something that can only happen if we invest adequately in school education and college education. We are not doing that. We are spending half of what we must do. And that's not last 9 years. It's the last, ever since independence, we have been doing that. So an appeal to both BJP and Congress and every other party in the political spectrum to do that.
But Gurumurthy, would what Siddha said, like essay, indicate political will? In fact, he spoke about bettering Kannada schools as well.
No, Nivedhana, look at where Congress is doing. What is that they're doing when they were in power for the government schools?
Prashant.
Nothing. Now, like an eyewash, he's trying to bring about some
Prashant,
issues
I'd have to
and saying.
interject you there. That question was to Gurumurthy.
Yeah. What is the question?
I'm going to... Gurumurthy, about the
Can you
fact
repeat
that,
the
what
question,
Siddha
please?
said, is that a political will? Is that how you look at it, with the fact that he spoke about bettering Kannada schools as well, to promote it? Probably
Absolutely.
that's perhaps
But
how the government is
his
looking at that.
his government has not increased the budget for school education. It is very easy to give speeches and say school education should be strengthened. But whether it's Karnataka, which is a Congress government, or a BJP government anywhere else in the country, whether it's Uttar Pradesh or or a regional party like TMC in West Bengal, all parties are guilty of not investing in school education. You see, when the school education budget is presented, whether in Delhi or in Bangalore, the education allocations are 4%. Cumulatively, we spend less than 5% of our budget of the GDP on education. In 1966, we said minimum 6% should be spent. And over the past 75 years, 73 years, we have had huge backlog in terms of short spending. Our government schools are not doing very well. They don't offer the best quality education. And it's not that the government schools are the school of choice for people. All our children, whether it's a Congress spokesperson or the BJP spokesperson or the anchor or myself, we send our children to private schools. Why do we do that? Because we are not confident of the quality of education in government schools. I think that's a matter of shame for all of us, including me. I'm not separating myself from the political parties. I think Siddaramaiah sir in Karnataka and our PM in Delhi and every CM in this country should think, can we double school education budget? I'm sure we will become a developed country if we can do that. And debates like this will become irrelevant because the child can answer in all competitive exams. There is no problem.
All right, okay, that is one positive way of looking at that. And we, of course, Indians also take pride in knowing multiple languages. Satya, did you want to come in and make a point?
Yeah. See, there's no doubt what Mr. Gurumurthy said, that our spending on education should improve. There's no doubt in that. But one positive point of this government that I would like to tell is there are nearly 60,000 backlog teacher posts which this BJP government has not filled for the last 4 years. Our education minister, Mr. Madhu Bangarappa, has gone on record to say that within the next 8 to 10 months, we're going to fill all the posts, on that. Another good point, what I would like to know, we have to develop these regional languages because otherwise they will die over a period of time. If you look at what has happened to Sanskrit, a dying language like Sanskrit, this BJP government has allocated 500 crores. For Hindi, they're allocating so much of central funds. Why are they not allocating similar funds for regional languages from the central budget is our point of view. Why? How much of money has Modi allocated for Kannada and its culture? We have given 25 MPs to them. How much allocation has been made for development of Kannada and its culture? Nothing. It is not even 2% or 5% of what they allocate to Hindi and Sanskrit.
Okay, but Sathya Prakash, you do agree that the government can do better in terms of bettering the quality of education, which Gurumurthy was also going on to talk. That doesn't matter which political party.
Absolutely.
At the end of the day, that should be the top priority.
Let me reply.
Prashant, I'm going to come to you. You have been extremely patient. Yes, Prashant, please come in and make your closing comments.
Yes, definitely. See, one thing all of us have to agree is that going forward, now we have most of the examinations are being conducted in this 15 languages. And in the near future, most examinations will be conducted. There's no doubt on it. And Modi government at the center is at the helm of affairs to ensure that this will happen. And we are not backtracking at all. But to politicize like how Siddaramaiah is doing, to divert people's attention and to say that Sanskrit is a dying language, definitely no language in India will be left in that manner. We will ensure that children will get education in their mother tongue. They will also learn other languages because we excel not only in India but across the globe. So therefore, I again repeat, I want to repeatedly make the point that Congress government is making this issue only as a diversionary tactic to hide from their government's failures of administration. You have so much of infighting within Congress legislators. You have about 4 or 5 camps. You have the IT raids directly into Congress leaders.
Prashant,
you have the transfer scam happening right from day one.
To
you have
interject you there, are you supporting Siddaramaiah's statements?
They're bringing this.
It could also not be politics because this statement has been made on Karnataka Rajyothsava Day, and it is of course
No,
a
he's
day
using
that
this platform.
all Kannadigas
He's using
proudly
this platform.
What I would like to ask
the
Mr.
tradition.
What I would like to conclude, Nivedhana,
using
is...
Okay,
this
so you say
platform
he's
to politicize
essentially
even
using
that.
this platform.
Yeah,
He's
Mr.
using
Mr.
this platform to
Siddaramaiah,
criticize
Mr. Siddaramaiah is going to write a letter. I would request Mr. Prashant to ask Mr. Modi. He has just 5 more months left. Okay, ask him to reply to it and make sure before he demits office in April, ask him to bring all competitive exams, make a GO tomorrow, or take 1 month's time to make sure that Karnataka people will not suffer. Because
Mr.
of
Sathya
your
Prakash,
Hindi, pushing
you
Hindi
ruled for
into
70 years.
throats
Don't
of
do anything.
Kannadigas.
Now you want
1 second,
5
yeah,
months to be completed.
What?
I think this is
Then what?
great.
How many more years
essentially,
you want?
that simply
Congress
put
knows
just
it
means
is
How
that
many
never
more
going to come
years?
back to
10
power.
years you were given, 10 years.
Prashant, if the Chief
Congress
Minister
knows
of the
it
state
is never
is
going to come
using
back
the
to power.
power for the language of Kannada, there's nothing wrong, right?
Yeah.
No, I'm
On
saying
a day like Karnataka Rajyothsava
there's
Day.
no problem in fighting for Kannada and Kannada pride. But this government now is only attempting it as a diversionary tactic. It is not right at heart. They are not at heart who are doing this. They are doing it only to divert attention from their failures. Now, what they could
Why
not
did
do
you
for
wait
70
for so
years,
long?
now they're coming
Why
back and
didn't you
saying,
do
do
it?
it in 5 months. They're after all.
For
the
10 donkey years, what was Modi doing?
They're not able
Why
to
couldn't
implement
you do it
properly.
for the
Now
last
they
10
want
years?
all the competitive exams to be done in 1 week through one GO. Which
10
means they
years,
don't even
10
know how the
years.
system works. They don't even know how the curriculum has to be changed, how academics has to improve, how people who teach in those languages have to come.
For
So
10
therefore, without
years,
knowing
10
anything
But
of
years,
this,
Modi
Prashant,
didn't
they're
have
you
the
going to
guts
make
to
yourself
a
do
said a
sweeping
this.
while ago
statement
that
saying
it
change
cannot be
everything
done
overnight.
overnight. It is a long process. Isn't that what you did state?
Yes,
Which
Congress
essentially
could
they're
not do
trying
for
to
70
start
years.
with
We have
promoting
done progress in
Kannada
6
through
years
this.
or 9 years.
And 10 years was not enough for Mr. Modi and Mr.
For
Prashant.
70
10
years,
years was not
you
enough
sit
for him.
back. Now you're reminded of that. Now is it? What
We
did you do in
built all
2013,
the
2018?
schools.
You were
We
in power
built all
before
the
that.
colleges.
You were in power
We
from
built all the
94. You were in power
universities.
from
We
89.
built all the
What did you do?
infrastructure. We gave everything on a platter to you.
When
But what
Congress
did
is
you
able to
do?
send a chief minister home from the airport in 1989, you did not think about Kannada
We
pride,
had
is it?
to build the
You did not
schools.
think
We
about
had to
Kannada
build
pride
the
then?
educational infrastructure. That problem
You
was
did
not
not
there for
increase
Mr. Modi.
anything.
Why didn't you
was
do it for
increased,
the last 10
Well,
years?
if that was
Prashant and
increased,
donkey
your
Satya,
prime
years,
minister,
although
what
you
was
guys
Mr.
are at
Modi doing?
loggerheads, thank you very much for the spirited debate. Gurumurthy, you as well, but I'm glad that we're all on the same page
Thank you.
when it comes to furthering the cause of the language of Kannada. So we're going to leave it at that, but thank you very much once again, Prashant, as well as Gurumurthy for joining me this evening, as well as Sathya Prakash. Thank you very much for your time. We're going to leave the conversation at that, but we continue tracking more stories from this